Kareem, let's jump into it. So, what is a CBDC in the first place? CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency. So, imagine if the cash in your pocket turned into a computer code, but it was still worth exactly the same amount. That is the basic idea of a CBDC. And it's digital money issued directly by the country's central bank. Okay, it's not physical paper and it doesn't come in coins. It exists only on computers or digital wallets. And unlike some cryptocurrencies that change value wildly, a CBDC is meant to be as safe as a dollar bill. Okay, so think of it like virtual cryptocurrency just created and ran by the government instead of it being on the peer-to-peer decentralized network. Okay, so the government's pretty much creating a currency in order to combat cryptocurrency coming out and its whole decentralized features. Okay, so we'll talk about the benefits. Let's jump into what it is and let's continue. So physical cash. Physical cash versus the CBDC. So we already use credit cards and apps like Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. So how is this going to be any different than things like that? So the commercial bank money that works today. So when you swipe a card, your bank promises to pay the store, okay? And it's an IOU between the banks, okay? And the CBDC, it's a direct liability of the central bank, and it's like handing someone digital cash directly without a middleman bank needing to promise the payment, okay? And as far as the speed, so regular bank transfers can take days, especially on the weekends. And also, when it comes to wire transfers, things like direct deposit when you're getting paid, things like that work on a time-based schedule, whether it be your direct deposit hit at 6 a.m. Some people have direct deposits hit at 6 p.m. Okay. Some people don't have direct deposits that hit on weekends and have to wait for the following business day, such as a Monday or a Friday, etc. Okay. But with CBDCs, payments and bank transfers are going to be instant. Okay. So they're creating a base in a way for people to instantly send money without having to use outside apps. Okay. So sending money today is like sending an email that goes through 3 different servers before actually arriving. And it has to all get approved too. Okay. If you decide to send money via wire transfer, it could definitely bounce. Okay. And sending a CBDC is like handing whoever you need to instant money, okay, or instant $20 bill, but doing it over the internet instantly. Instead of sending the $20 bill via the mail, waiting for the bank to sign off on it, and then sending the $20 bill to the person you want it to go to. That's how traditional banks work. So CBDCs really save a lot of time, make things a lot quicker, okay, and hopefully, inshallah, that'll bring a lot more control back in the people's hands versus how we want to spend our money and when we need our money. So CBDCs are out. What's the point of crypto, Chris? So if they're the same thing, and when they're not, and they both use digital technology, the real difference that comes in between them, okay? One is decentralized and one is not, okay? So they both use digital technology, okay? Sometimes the blockchain, but they're both different in the point of who controls it. Okay, so cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Solana, your XRPs, Ethereum, all decentralized. And the term decentralized means that it's not controlled by a centralized network. Okay, when you decide to send Bitcoin to somebody, okay, it directly gets sent to their Bitcoin wallet. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, peer-to-peer transaction system, also known as the decentralized system. Okay, then you're going to have the CBDC side, okay, which is going to be controlled, just like traditional banks, by that centralized bank fiat currency system, okay? But the price will be stable, okay? So $1 will equals $1. It's not going to be fluctuating as much. And as far as privacy concerns between the two, crypto is often anonymous, okay? You have to go into the blockchain in order to check certain transactions out, etc. But CBDCs allow the government to see the transactions in order to stop crime, any type of money laundering, or any type of fraudulent activities happening. Okay, so think of Bitcoin kind of like a digital gold that you own yourself. And CBDCs are going to be like digital dollars managed by the Federal Reserve. So one is for freedom and investment and speculative purposes, and the other is going to be for stability and spending. Okay, so one's purpose, okay, it's going to be for speculative, freedom, and investment reasons. And the other purpose is going to be for stability, spending, and sending your money how you want within your centralized bank, okay, when you want without having to use any type of external apps that you may potentially have to get approved for, especially when you already have your bank. Let's head over to the next slide. So let's talk about the two types of CBDCs. Not all CBDCs are for regular people. Okay, there's going to be two main types. One, you're going to have the retail CBDC. Okay, so this is going to be just for the day-to-day person. It's used for buying coffee, clothes, paying bills, and it really just acts like cash in an app. Okay, and then you're going to have number two, other side of it, you're going to have your wholesale CBDC. Okay, this is going to be for banks, and it helps huge banks send millions of dollars to each other instantly and safely, replacing the old slow systems. Okay, so retail is like the debit card in your wallet, and wholesale is like the armored truck that moves money between bank vaults. Okay, so really understanding the two different types of services and reasons why is going to help you make some future investment properties, especially when we start seeing banks implement CBDCs more and more due to the fact that they're trying to create some type of competitive edge against the whole cryptocurrency decentralized space. Yeah. So why create a CBDC? Okay. Governments aren't just building these for fun. Okay. One, it's for competition to create a space for them to still be profitable in the financial world, especially as cryptocurrency grows year after year after year after year, and people are starting to wake up to what's actually happening and how the currency works. Okay. And the efficiency of everything. So payments become instant and cheaper. So no more 3% credit card fees for shop owners, etc. And financial inclusion is going to come into play. So people who don't have bank accounts can still have a digital wallet on their phone to receive money safely. So that means you can still be able to do jobs and get paid exactly how you want. And in case you get declined by any app such as Cash App, Zelle, or anything like that, you're still going to be able to survive and pay your bills how you need to. And programmable money is what it is. So the government could send stimulus checks that expire if not spent, or can only be spent on food using CBDCs instead of having to get checks or use certain cards to spend money. CBDCs could be used to fund government programs to help out citizens. Okay, so during an emergency, the government could pretty much airdrop money directly to everyone's phone without having to mail paper checks and give everyone an essentially virtual card by using CBDCs. Okay, so we can start seeing things transfer away from traditional bank financial fiat currency system that we've been seeing for the past couple of decades into a whole new blockchain involved world. Okay, let's head over to the next slide. So let's talk about the risk and the concerns. So why are some people worried in the first place? So with great power comes great responsibility. Okay. So giving the government total control over digital money has risk. And it's going to be a privacy loss factor that comes into play. So cash is going to be private. Okay, if you buy a candy bar with a $5 bill, nobody knows where it came from even. With a CBDC, the issuer can technically trace every penny that you spend, which takes away people's privacy, which adds control back into people's lives. So if money is programmable, they could stop you from buying things. Okay, so that means that they could deny transactions, freeze certain things, just as a normal bank account can. But banks and credit unions have a little bit more separate control from just the straight up government centralized system directly. Okay, so cybersecurity reasons as well too. If the central system is hacked, the whole money system could freeze, or even if it goes down. So let's say a CBDC risk system is running on like a system like AWS. Okay, if AWS were to go ahead and shut down, that means people weren't going to be able to access their funds. Okay, so do you want convenience or privacy? Okay, both things are going to go ahead and have concerns, and a lot of factors are going to come into play. So deciding what you're using your money for and how you want to invest is going to change year after year after year. So make sure you guys are staying on top of things. And as far as compliance for even your own stores, even if you want to take CBDC currency, and we'll see how the things change over the next couple of years. So, are CBDCs real yet? Answer is going to be yes. Okay, it's not just a theory. Many countries are already using and testing them. Okay, for the Bahamas example, using the sand dollar. So the Bahamas is the first country to launch a full CBDC. So people use it to pay across different islands using mobile phones. And then we got China. Okay, China using the digital yuan. And millions of people in China are already testing the ECNY. Okay, electronic CNY. Okay, it's just digital fiat currency for China to buy subway tickets, groceries, etc. And then we got US. We got the Project Hamilton. Okay, the Federal Reserve and MIT are researching how our digital dollar would work, but haven't launched one just yet. But the United States is working on things. Okay, so over 100 countries representing 95% of the world's GDP are currently exploring a CBDC. Okay, and this is going to be research done as of 2023, and we can start seeing a lot of things change, especially when it comes to government-funded projects such as like food stamps, unemployment, or anything like that. Instead of people getting the money placed on certain cards or traditional bank account systems, a CBDC wallet could be used in order to have people spend money on that throughout the entire network. So money's came a long way. It came from seashells to gold coins, seasoning to paper bills, and now we got plastic cards, and now we can just send money digitally with numbers on the screen with our phone. And CBDCs seem to be the next logical step in a digital world realistically. So as you grow up, you got to understand how money works. You got to be able to adapt, and you got to be ready to change how your asset classes are being moved and how your money is growing, especially as things get more expensive over time. Your money has to be working for you. Okay. Keep that logical perspective. If the world is going to get more expensive over time, that means that your money can never stop working, especially when we have to do things like use the bathroom, sleep, etc. You have to be getting money while you're doing that stuff. Okay, if you want to be competitive in this world, you got to be getting money at all times. In your sleep, while you're awake, while you're getting money, you should be getting money, and it should be that serious, inshallah. Okay, so CBDCs offer speed and safety, but we must come to terms with the fact that you're going to be losing respect of privacy, but you are going to be getting a lot of convenience as well too. Okay, no more long paperwork waiting for cards and stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff can be frustrating. Okay, just instant funds that come on a wallet, and we'll really see how it plays out for the future. So stay prayed up to God, keep grinding, and head over to stackmode.net for all trading education. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, stream. Questions before I end? I'm going to pop out.